Hello, and welcome to Mindset Mondays with DTK. This is episode number 185 in my ongoing series of live broadcasts designed for folks who have figured out the hard part, have figured out that the way to get better at doing what one does is to get better at being who one is at their core. And that's what these broadcasts are all about. It's a way to chip away the things that aren't true, that aren't real, that aren't you, to be able to live, love, and lead from that authenticity. Well, today's a fun one to play with. I do say that a lot, don't I? I do want to ask, I'm always curious where people are connecting in from, where in the world you are. Let me go way back, right? Way back when I launched out into the world as a newly minted entrepreneur. And I say it that way because that was really right after the last time I got fired, right? I knew what I knew. And worse, I was certain that I was right. Oh my God, I was so cocksure. Anyone else remember that feeling? That brilliant surety? Back during the internet bubble, Alan Greenspan used a brilliant term. He referred to it as the irrational exuberance. And I feel like I was living that until I realized all those things about which I was certain were the areas that were limiting my growth, my company's growth the most. I was so certain about what I saw that was true that I didn't see the possibilities right in front of me. My certainty was my greatest obstacle. Well, and that's the quote that we're playing with today is another quote by Ellen Langer. Certainty is a cruel mindset. It hardens our minds against possibility. So it was only when I challenged my certainty that I was able to see all the other possibilities. When I challenged what I was certain about, what I was certain was true, and I could see other outcomes, I could see other revenue streams, I could see other offerings, I could see other market opportunities, I could see the shifting marketing demands, I could see the other uncluttered blue ocean markets, I could see other opportunities for expansion. Worse yet, I could see the truth about my team. I could see the truth about my leadership. I could see the truth about myself, but only when those certainties were challenged. Because it was challenging my certainties that allowed me and my then business partner to build a company that we grew and repeatedly reinvented for 14 years before I left. She ran that company for another 11 years. That was a 25-year run for that company. 26, 25. So a brilliant line, often misattributed to Mark Twain, teaches us that it ain't what you don't know that gets you in trouble. It's what you know for sure that just ain't so. And that happens so often. The things that we're so certain about just aren't true. And now as a learned and practiced behavior, or as a learned and practiced behavior, I challenge every certainty that I hold to explore the possibilities that exist on the far side of that wall. My goal is, rather than overcoming certainty, is to come from possibility by default. I'm certain that's my path. Yes, I said I'm certain that's my path. And what I'm curious about is, where is certainty hardening you against possibility? Where is it getting in the way of you exploring possibility? Because again, certainty is a cruel mindset. It hardens our minds against possibility. Yeah, Puri said that is true in so many ways. Certainty is why we have such a polarized society right now. We are all very, very, very certain that the things in which we believe are completely true. And by the way, good morning, David. I still says Facebook user, but I'm assuming that's David. And again, thanks for joining. But this is very clear. why we have such a polarized society. And it's why we have such polarized belief sets about ourselves, because we vacillate between, or we lurch from certainty about what's true to through an epiphanous moment, all of a sudden realize, holy crap, that's not true. And then when the truth surfaces, it can be shocking and jarring. This is, I feel like there's a really difficult line for me to balance between absolute certainty and crippling uncertainty. It's Thank you for saying that, Neil. I feel like it's only when we lean into that crippling uncertainty that we start to look for what's true and what's not true. But we have to feel, we have to be willing to feel, we have to be willing to investigate, we have to be willing to jump up and down on that line like it's a tightly drawn slack line. This is part of who we are, is navigating the certainty and uncertainty and realizing, honestly, usually they're both made up anyway. When we're certain about something or uncertain about something, it's because we haven't investigated what's available around us. Certainty and uncertainty are static, I think, static points along a continuum. What about knowing for certain that we are not fully informed about what we are seeking? All right, Parisa. What about knowing or certainty that we are not fully informed? That feels like that's one of those ultimate truths. Could we ever be fully informed? Ever? So I guess there can be a certainty, a full deep knowing that we are not fully informed. It's when we believe that we're fully informed that we're in trouble. So yes. Like, I was just laughing really hard at whether or not I remember the feeling of being cocksure. How could I ever forget most of my life? Thank you. Yeah, there is this remarkable truth about youth that we're brilliant and we're sure and we're right. And as we age, we realize we're not brilliant, we're not sure, and we're certainly not right. It's a matter of uncovering that which we don't know to allow us access to something new to know. So certainty is a cruel mindset. It hardens our minds against possibility. Now that we have just leapt into September, right, speeding towards the end of the year, the summer is officially over. This is that opportunity to start looking at, where are we allowing certainty to harden our mindset against possibility? What's possible for you in this new month as we move into a new season, as we move into the last third of the year? It's an astounding amount of opportunity that's available, especially when we allow ourselves to lean into the psychology of possibility, to lean into the mindset of possibility. So I invite you to look at what it is that you want to create between now and the end of the year. And during this next week, play with, where are the areas in which you feel certain that there's an opportunity to let go of your certainty. There's an opportunity to lean into possibility. There's an opportunity to discover something. So between now and next week, lean into the psychology of possibility. And whether it's through an email, a direct message, or coming to facebook.com/group/mindset Mondays, I'm curious where certainty has been getting in your way and what's possible when you lean into what's on the other side. Have a terrific week.